Well, folks, we're back now to continue kind of sharing with you some of the upcoming changes to Rochester public transportation, which it sounds like are going to be taking place next summer 2020. And where we left off in part one is we were reading where it, we were reading, we talked about how there's going to be this new system that's going to be starting called a CMZ, connection mobility zone kind of type thing, and where we ended up leaving off was RTS is working to develop connection hubs at the following at 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 the following at the at the fo- at the fol- at the following locations: Baytown Plaza, Blossom Loop, St. John Fisher Park and Ride, Eastman Business Park, Highland Drive, the Mall at Grease Ridge, Arundequite Plaza, Rochester Tech Park, Skyview on the Ridge, University of Rochester, University of University of Rochester Medical Center. Necessary infrastructure currently in place. Connection hub timeline. RTS currently plans to have at least 3 connection hubs fully developed in time for the launch of the reimagined RTS in the summer of 2020, which would be next summer. The remaining hubs will be operational with the, the remaining hubs will be oper, the, the remaining hubs will be operational um, with the base level of infrastructure to facilitate the necessary connections in 2020, while RTS works to fully develop each site. All right, now the next thing that the next thing I just wanted to show you here. Now we've come to the paratransit service section, and right here it says, quote, because RTS receives federal funding, we must comply with the requirements set forth in the Americans with Disabilities Act. ADA in parentheses is the abbreviations as it relates to the public as it relates to public transit service, including fixed route and deviated route services. The ADA requires that RTS provides complimentary paratransit service 3/4 mile around any fixed route, including the start and end points of a route. Because the fixed route network that RTS will implement in 2020, in parentheses they put CMAP on page 19, covers a small geographic area, covers a smaller geographic area than today's system. The required paratransit service area will change. As the maps on the following pages indicate, RTS goal is to ensure all trips completed during the project study period via RTS access are able to be completed completed when the new system is implemented in 2020. All trips that begin and end in the required area will be $2. The following map shows what the required paratransit area will be for Monday through Friday with the implementation of Reimagine RTS. So there's the map of everything. There's the map of everything with that. So, paratransit service area supplemental. Now, while it says supplemental level 2, the supplemental service area service in level 2, which is represented by the orange areas in the map below, extends to the community mobility zone areas that are not already covered by the required area or level 1. RTS Access will provide subscription service in level 2. All trips to or from the supplemental level 2 areas will be $4. So, um, okay. So here's the deal. That's as much as I'll share with you for today, for tonight. So the CMZ system that they're talking about, um, in most ways, sounds promising for the most part. I mean, of course, right now at least, you know, I mean, there is some stuff that it is having me a little concerned right now. Again, it sounds like it sounds like the real big changes. It sounds like won't be taking effect till end of June 2020. So the fact that they say that they've got our part of the area, which is here in Greece, New York, identified as one of the CMZ areas. Again, you know, there's two sides. There's two sides to my vision to that. One, it for the most part, as of now, sounds promising. I mean, two, there's kind of just some concerns. Maybe kind of feeling a little bit. So I guess right now, as of beginning of January, in just a little more than another month and a half, as soon as the beginning of 2020 starts in just a little more than another month and a half, I'm kind of thinking the way that, using public transportation right now might just have just 6 more months left of doing it that way. I mean, again, once again, the CMZ kind of system, again, for the most part, again, there's two sides to the way I see it. One, it sounds promising. In most ways, I guess it's probably necessary to look at it like. Two, you don't know exactly what it's going to be like, or how it's going to be just yet, until it completely gets up and running. Once the new reimagine route stuff all ends up being in place end of next and end of next